Imagine you're snuggled up on the sofa, lost in a book or your favorite series. You get up for just a second, maybe to grab a glass of water from the kitchen or a fresh pillow. It takes less than 30 seconds, but when you return, your spot is gone. Right where your cozy imprint was, your dog is now throning, curling up blissfully and looking at you with that innocent gaze that wavers somewhere between an apology and a triumph. We all know this moment, and usually we just sigh, scoot over, or try to maneuver ourselves around our four-legged friend. For a long time, old-school dog trainers told us this was a sign of dominance, a calculated attempt to seize world dominance starting with the living room. But let me reassure you, your dog isn't plotting a coup. As an animal psychologist and an observer of our daily togetherness, I see a much deeper, almost touching story that modern science is telling us in a whole new way. It's a silent form of communication that goes far beyond just occupying a cushion. The first reason is as simple as it is relatable: pure comfort and residual warmth. Dogs, just like us, are true connoisseurs of cozy. When you stand up, you leave behind a perfectly preheated nest. Since a dog's body temperature is higher than ours, at around 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, any external heat source is a welcome way to save energy. For them, it's basically the heated car seat of the furniture world. But now, it gets really exciting because the second reason goes deep under the skin and straight into the nose. To your dog, your spot is an olfactory buffet. While we see a chair as just a piece of furniture, for your dog, it's a highly concentrated map of your life. We humans are constantly shedding tiny scent particles and sweat through our apocrine glands, which sink deep into the fibers of the fabric. Your dog has a sense of smell that is roughly 100,000 times more sensitive than yours. When they lie down in your spot, it's like a warm, fragrant hug for them. Cognition studies have shown that the scent of the owner activates the reward center in the dog's brain, specifically the nucleus caudatus. It triggers a massive release of dopamine. It's their way of bridging the gap while you're gone. They aren't occupying your space. They are preserving the feeling of your presence. This has been proven to lower their cortisol levels, their primary stress hormone. When the world outside gets too loud or intimidating, your seat is the safest bunker in the world for them. The third reason is strategic oversight. Your favorite spot is usually chosen because it offers the best view: the door, the hallway, or the window. Your dog is an evolutionary security expert. As long as you're gone, they take over the post of the sentry. They're watching over your territory while you're in the kitchen, battling with the coffee machine. That leads us directly to the fourth point, which I find particularly fascinating: social synchronization and the biological clock. Your dog is a master at reading your daily routine. They often know before you do, when you're finishing work, or when your evening relaxation phase begins. Stealing your spot is an attempt to synchronize their internal clock with yours. In behavioral research, we call this social facilitation. They want to vibrate at exactly the same rhythm as you. Often, dogs even adjust their breathing rate and heart rate to match the humans when they lie in their spot. It's a profound form of connection, a biological mirroring. They are preparing the space for your time together. They're signaling, "I'm ready for our relaxation phase. I've already gotten us into the groove." Now, let's talk about the fifth point, where we have to dive into canine curiosity. Have you ever wondered why your dog is so fascinated by the exact spot you're staring at? Dogs are actually the ultimate detectives of our attention. In psychology, we call this joint attention. If you sit in that one chair and are absorbed in your phone or a book, that spot becomes the absolute VIP section of the house in your dog's eyes. They think, if my favorite human spends so much time there and is so focused, that's where the real magic must happen. By sitting right there, they are literally trying to see the world through your eyes. It's a deep desire for understanding. They don't just want to know what you're doing. They want to know what it feels like to be you. It's almost as if they're trying to absorb your thoughts through the upholstery, to crack the mystery of your strange human world. They want to share in your focus. The sixth reason is what I like to call the invisible family bond. This is about a communal scent, which is actually much more beautiful and complex than that often cited idea of marking territory. Imagine it like an invisible group hug that never ends. Dogs have specialized glands in their faces and paws, and when they snuggle into your pillows and rub their face against the fabric, they are consciously mixing their pheromones with yours. The result is a unique home perfume blend that signals ultimate safety to your dog. In the wild, this shared group scent was vital for survival to immediately identify who belonged to the pack. So, when they steal your spot, they are actually knitting an emotional safety net made of scents. They're saying, "We are a team, we smell the same, we are inseparable." It's their way of saying they feel so safe with you that they want to merge their identity entirely with yours. They turn your spot into our spot. Now, pause for a moment, because what I'm about to tell you next sheds a whole new light on your dog's soul. We often think we are the ones comforting the dog, but the seventh reason shows us it's often the other way around. Your dog is a highly efficient emotional vacuum cleaner. They possess the ability for emotional co-regulation. When you come home stressed, sad, or just exhausted, your chemical signature changes. You exude stress hormones even if you try not to let it show. Your dog smells this instantly. When they occupy your spot as soon as you get up, they act as an emotional buffer. They absorb the heavy energy of the space and replace it with their own calm, grounding presence. They are essentially managing the emotional temperature in your living room. Studies on heart rate variability have shown that the mere presence of a dog in the spot of a stressed person can lower the overall tension in the room. They sit there as your private therapist, ready to carry your burden and leave you a field of peace for when you sit back down. But amidst all this love, there is one thing you really have to watch out for, and it's a real warning signal. If your dog has shown this behavior, this enthusiastic spot stealing, for years and suddenly stops, please take a closer look. If they suddenly prefer lying alone on the cold floor in a corner or avoid contact with your favorite places, it could be a sign of physical issues. Perhaps their joints hurt and jumping onto the sofa has become painful. Or they might be suffering from quiet stress or an onset of illness that causes them to socially isolate. In animal psychology, the sudden absence of a beloved quirk is often the clearest sign that something is wrong. So, the next time you come back and your dog looks at you with that gaze that says, "Oh, was this your spot? I was just keeping it warm for you," take it for what it is, a love letter in its fluffiest form. They value your scent, your warmth, and your security more than anything else in the world. And let's be honest, we usually all end up on the very edge of the sofa anyway, while the dog spreads out across 90% of the surface. And we convince ourselves that this is incredibly cozy, while our left leg slowly falls asleep. But hey, what wouldn't we do for domestic peace and a happy tail wag? On that note, enjoy your cuddle time, even if you're stuck sitting on the armrest. Good night to you and your furry roommate.